Okay, we're live, ready or not. How about that? I'm so not ready for today, you guys. I'm so not ready. So, bunch of you already here. So, thank you. Hi, Fuzzy. Hi, Lucretia. And you're here and you're excited, and I'm here and I'm excited. Hi, Kat. Hey, Terry Brett. Oh, Terry, I'm so glad to see you in chat again. I can't even tell you. Said hi to Fuzzy and Kat. And hey, Keeks. Yeah, everybody's missed Terry for sure. I keep up with her over on Instagram. Send her. I almost sent you one last night, Terry, that was so inappropriate. I thought that's even too much for Terry. I should have sent it. Anyway, um, oh, it's been crazy since Dee Dee ended up streaming. I was just gonna try and figure out what I wanted to do today and get my stuff ready. And then I don't know if you guys remember Little Mary. I used to have coffee with her every day, and of all the people in the world that I miss so much, it's Mary. And her daughter came by. And so I was outside yakking with Jan. Her name's Jan. She was my veterinarian for years and years and years. And I completely lost track of time. I mean, and it was just like, oh crap, I've got to stream. So I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, or like my old daughter-in-law used to say, with my head cut off like a chicken. And hi, Judio. Um, anyway, we got talking, just catching up. It'd been a long, long time since we'd talked. And hi, Joan. And I think I agreed to get a cat, you guys. Hi, Dorothy. So now I'm just like having a minor heart attack thinking, what the hell did I do? What did I just do? But Jan had her veterinary clinic and she's just recently sold it. And they had a clinic cat. And did I say hi, Dorothy? Hi, Laverne. Hi, Joyce. And the clinic cat, she thinks it's about 8 years old and it needs a home. The new office, the people she sold the clinic to are ready to get rid of the office cat. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so here we are. And I think I'm just going to do a page, redo the opening page in the Monster Journal. Hi, Sharon. But yeah. And I showed this one more time because it's going to its new home pretty soon. So, hi, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, so now I'm just freaking out because I think I agreed to do a cat. Hi, Michelle. I'm glad you came. Welcome. Michelle is new. Y'all be as mean to her as you want. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Dee Dee. Tell my spirit animal, hi, Dee Dee. And yeah, so yeah, I might be getting a cat. She said it's a tuxedo cat. And you guys, I've never been a cat lover. I had those two cats for many years, and I got to love the boy cat a lot. And this is a boy. So I was like, okay, I'll maybe do a boy cat. But the girl cat never liked me. So you finished your journal? Oh, let me get it out. You guys, that's another thing. I cleaned in here the other day and I put literally everything away, everything. So I had nothing out and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to trash out my room, but I'm going to trash it out. So let me get the Scabby journal out so I can add Ruth. And you guys, that reminds me, the 1st of April is like coming up here in a couple of days. So, hi, Starla. Off to lunch with your daughter. Oh, okay. Well, have fun with your daughter, Starla. So, so yeah. Hey, Keeks. All right. Let's get Ruth on the list. Yay, you. We've got 27 people. That's pretty good. I think last year there was only like 15. So, but yeah, let me know this week if you finished at least 90 of the prompts so I can get you on the list. And then I'll do the drawing next week. Yeah, on the live stream. So, okay. And Michelle, yay, you. Okay, now pay attention next week. Some of you I know how to get a hold of. I either follow you on Instagram or something. Please, okay, inked pulp. All right. Yay, you guys. I have absolutely failed this year. What Ruth are you talking about? Ruth Edwards. I just added you, Ruth. It was your first time and you loved it. Oh, that's awesome, Michelle. Okay, I got you on the list. Kat told me this morning, but you confirmed it, so that was okay. Hi, Ellen. So yeah, anybody who's got at least 90, I will add you to the list, and we've got 29 people, so that's pretty good. But I have not done well this year on the Scabby. I really have not. And it wasn't that, I don't know why. I have done nothing since I showed it to you last. But that one page that I screwed up with the lyrics, that still smells so. It wasn't you. Who was it? Somebody in chat said, "Oh, good luck, Ellen." Somebody in chat said they finished the Scabby. Do I have to go back and find it? Okay, whoever said that in chat. Hi, Christina. I think I missed you. I'm scrolling back to see. It was before that, I know. Was I just, oh, maybe it was Ink Pulp who said it, and I just read it as you. Okay, Ruth, I'm taking you off. I don't know. I'm not going to look anymore. So, yeah. Did Bossy Butt come in? Okay, I'm going to take you off. Anyway, I have done nothing in the Scabby. So now I've got to change the numbers, Ruth. That's all right. So this is 27, and that's 28. Now, if the other numbers come up, it's not your fault. Okay, yeah, it was Ink Pulp. Okay, we're good. So, yeah, I can't lose it, and I can't goof it up, okay? Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying now. But yeah, I've not done well on the Scabby this year. And good luck with that job interview, Ellen. So let's start by reading out of our book. I'm not sure where I left off. Here. Chicken Conspiracy Club. Keek sent me this book. Big Ben, a big clock. Only the British would think that was anything. Sorry, Terry, Brett, and Dorothy, and Joan. I know you guys are all from the UK. Birthday. One's date of birth, the only day of the year when you can receive a card from someone professing to be your friend that includes a so-called humorous reference to how freaking old you are and how you probably are all dried up or can't get it up anymore. A topic of conversation that might otherwise get this so-called friend punched in the jaw. This sentiment is somehow okay to convey when it is delivered in a card featuring a black and white line drawing of a decrepit octogenarian nodding off in a nursing home rocking chair. And you're supposed to smile and take it. Happy birthday indeed. Bisexual. Now, you guys, some of these are so inappropriate, and that's why it's totally appropriate for me to read them. Bisexual, something that a guy wouldn't half mind his girlfriend being. Although if his girlfriend wanted it the other way around, it would probably make him throw up. How true is that? Bit rate, the number of bits of information that are processed digitally per unit of time. Whatever I mean, honestly, isn't this stuff we pay IT to know? Exactly. Blackbeard, real name, Edward Teach. Notorious 18th century pirate who had the whole weird androgynous thing down way before Johnny Depp. I see, B. You came in time just for the inappropriateness. BlackBerry, a device created to satisfy man's apparently inbred nature to check something every 15 damn seconds. Okay, we're going to read more because these are fun. Blackboard, an ancient item uncovered in recent archaeological expeditions, apparently a slate device on which one could scrawl pertinent information with chalk to relay said information to gatherings of young people who would then use something called pens to transfer the information to something called paper. Strange but true. My lights are a little funky today too, aren't they? Blacksmith, a person who forges iron. His beautifully muscled arms glistened with sweat. Now, this is the stuff I would send Terry. His beautifully muscled arms glistening with sweat as he works in perfect concert with an anvil and a hammer, shaping and molding the once unyielding metal with the heat of a fiery furnace, the orange flames licking at his rippling, moist skin. This is getting pornographic over here. And still, these guys can't get their own calendar. I do send Terry the Australian firefighters calendar, guys. Now, those boys are flipping hunky. I'm not even kidding. Blender, a home appliance used to make tasty beverage concoctions, employed chiefly by people who think drinking a margarita makes them less of a boozer than the homeless rot-gut swigging inebriates they will one day become. A blinker, the turn signal on an automobile. It is unclear as to why this accessory was invented since nobody ever freaking uses it. All right, and we'll do this and then we'll stop. Bliss, a state of being in which everything suddenly makes sense and one is consumed by a feeling of interconnectedness with the universe, often occurs for approximately 1.5 seconds after sex, just before you suddenly remember that you left the DVD on pause. Blow, a word with many meanings, none of which are as dirty as what you're thinking right now. Blog, any of various internet destinations maintained by tragically deluded people who actually think they are interested in their all-time favorite Corey Haim, I don't even know who that is, movies, their typo-infested rants about the dating scene, or their minute-by-minute updates chronicling the growth of their mewling, vomit-stained infant captured in QuickTime video. There you go. That's what your blog is about. We will continue reading next week. I love this book so much I can't even tell you, Keeks. Anyway, Dee Dee, you came in here late, or you were talking to Dee Dee and didn't hear me say that my old veterinarian, Jan, Mary's daughter, came by, and I think I might have agreed to adopt the clinic cat. Oh, no. Can you believe that? I'm not really certain, but she's going to get back with me. So we'll see. Anyway, what we were at Dee Dee's this morning, somebody was talking about super tips and how they didn't have a number, and Cat and Paste informed us all now that Crayola is coming out with new, I think they're the same old products. But anyway, they're going to have names on them now. Did I say hi, Bossy Butt? So yeah, I think I might be getting a cat. Hi, Lisa. But anyway, so I mentioned in chat that I had actually numbered my super tips because I have to be able to know what I'm doing here. You have to know. So I just did a swatch on the end of the pen, and they sit here in a, I'll just take a picture and show you real quick. They just sit here in a pen build right up my elbow because I use them virtually. Corey Haim was a 80s heartthrob. Well, that's why I missed it. I wasn't into heartthrobs apparently then. So anyway, they sit here right at my elbow, and I use them all the time, and I'm going to take a picture of it real quick. Here's the build. of the Super Tips and the Langwell pens. And it's right here, just at my elbow. And so they all stick out with their pens, the color of the lid sticking out. But then I have an actual sample on label paper on the end. And then I went ahead and made a swatch sheet and put the individual numbers on there. So you can do that yourself, okay? So just do that. And I did it for both the Super Tip and the, I don't know how you pronounce this, the Langwell pens. So you can make them more useful, right? My friend sent me an adoption page of a Pomeranian Chihuahua mixed puppy named Fufu that looks like Lucy. You're not getting a puppy. Yeah, I'm not getting a puppy. And Jan understands. I don't have a fence around my yard. It's not a neighborhood where you can put up a fence. I mean, there's no laws against it, but nobody has fences out here. It's all just one great big yard. And during the summer, I wouldn't mind taking a puppy out or whatever, but without a fence, I'm not gonna, yeah, that's not gonna happen. So anyway, now you know what you can do. Swatch your Super Tips. And I didn't get out the swatch book to show it to you guys, so yeah. All right. And then the other thing I did, two things I did. Let me see. I got to put those away. I did, and we're going to work on the Monster Journal today because I don't know what else to do. If there's something else you want me to do, speak up now and I'll think about it. But I did go ahead and get the rest of the names on all the pages. So everybody's got a name. Now all I need to do is start writing the stories. But I'm going to do a different intro page for this. And then I can't remember if it was Judy O or who it was, but somebody at Dee Dee's asked if I would show the passport journal again. And oddly enough, I had it out this weekend and I started working in it. I started a new page. Hi, Missy. Anybody else I might have missed? So anyway, y'all have seen this 1,000 times. And what started it was Terry Brett sent me a package of passport stickers, and I thought, well, I got to do something with those. So I just started picking one at a time and going and researching that country. And you can kind of see how it evolved as time has gone on, and it will probably continue to evolve. So yeah, so I'm trying to draw, different things in it. I originally planned to draw a lot more. Well, then, you have to go shopping and look at travel ephemera and all that. Next thing you know, I have massive amounts of travel ephemera. So, but it's fun to go and read about countries that you've never been to, you have no intention of going. But yeah, I like learning about them. So yeah. But these first couple pages is really what I intended for this journal to be, where it was mostly my drawing and then with a little bit of ephemera. But as you'll see as I go on, it gets to be more ephemera and less drawing. But in this page I like because all these little red dots are places that I've been in Canada. And I found something I need to add to Canada. So, yeah. Yeah, and here I drew the bird, and yeah, in Canada, I didn't draw much. I did draw the Grey Jay, though, but I wanted the whole map of Canada. I love Canada. Who knows if I'll ever get back there. This one I love. I love this page. Dee Dee made me draw the hand with the henna tattoos, and then I drew the peacock and the monkey and the lotus flower. And that really is my hand, believe it or not. It was you, Judy. I kind kind of remembered that it was, but Chat at Didi sometimes goes so fast that, yeah. And I drew the rooster and the iris. And I had a lot of ephemera for France. And their national bird is just a dumb old rooster. It's a conspiracy rooster. Mexico, I drew the blanket, the bird, and the flower. And then this is actually off of Xandra's business card, because Frida is a famous Mexican artist. I like this one. I folded the little origami crane. Made this little handy dandy little pocket here to put it in. And their bird is a pheasant. And the koi really isn't a national anything. I just wanted to include a koi. And then I drew the cherry blossom. And I had quite a bit of ephemera for Japan. I started to draw Mount Fiji. This is one of my favorites, the lion, the Barbary lion. And this whole page, other than this and this, is drawn. Morocco is an interesting country. And this is where I decided this washi tape was so, to me, indicative of Moroccan tile. This is when I started incorporating the washi tape, and I ended up really liking it. And so I've used it multiple times. Brazil, drew the jaguar, and the toucan, and the anaconda snake. Thanks, Ellen. Don't forget, rooster in French is cock. Probably why they named it national bird. And I've seen the picture of Christ the Redeemer, where the guy waited, I don't know how long, to get the sun setting right perfectly. I wish I could have found a picture of that, because he was very patient. And this is Malaysia. See, I don't know much about any of these countries, so I had to go and research. And that was really, really interesting, you know? And not to mention, I got to use my cool stickers. But I like doing the lettering. I like doing the drawing. I didn't draw much here. I don't remember if they didn't have an animal. A lot of countries, surprisingly. Hi, MK's Artful Journey. Welcome. I don't think you've been here before, so it's nice to meet you. Kuala Lumpur is there. Germany, I drew the border. That's their flag, and the eagle. And that was, oh, and the, I wanted to draw the Edelweiss, right? But that's not their national flower. That's Austria's national flower. The cornflower is actually their national flower. But I wanted to do Edelweiss, so I just drew it on there. It means nothing, other than they have it there. But they have beautiful castles there. It's just, yeah, it's so cool. And then this, Iran and Persia, which has been totally in the news lately. I virtually knew nothing about Iran and Persia, other than it was in the Middle East. I'd love to go to Germany too, Laverne. But yeah, I guess we're learning a lot about Iran right now. But I wish they'd go back and become Persia again. We had neighbors from Iran, and they were such sweet, nice, gentle people. But yeah, their mosques are gorgeous. I have to say that. But I think they're another one. I don't know if they even have a national flower. And what I think of when I think of Persia is rugs. So this Persian rug I just thought was so gorgeous. And this is Taiwan. Formosa black bear is their animal. I love him because his eyes look like he's poking out of the dark. And the pheasant, a black pheasant, and the plum blossom is their flower. And then I always try and include the country's flag, if they have a motto or whatever. And then I started including maps, because a lot of times I'd think about doing a country and I'd think, well, I know it's in Europe, but where exactly in Europe is it? So I'd get out maps and start digging. And I thought, why don't I just include it? And this is Costa Rica. I love this sloth, upside down sloth. And Pura Vida is their kind of like their saying, and it means pure life or simple life. And they use it as a greeting and a farewell. So, and the clay color, look at that fat little bird. And I think it's fairly accurate. I mean, I didn't change its proportions or anything, but yeah, just look at how fat that little guy is. And of course, when I think of South America, I think coffee, 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 coffee. I need coffee. Bring the coffee. I need more coffee. This is Spain. I apparently didn't draw much on Spain. I had so much stuff. Of course, Spain, bullfighting. Oh, I did draw the Spanish tile. And then it sat. This has been sitting for months. And the other day I thought, you know what? I'm going to start working in the passport journal again. So this is my next border, and I spent this weekend doing this border. And you guys, this is like individual dots of paint, and I made this. And I love it. I have to say, when I was working on it, I was going a little cuckoo. But the next page that I'm going to do is Australia. And in 2018, I think it was, CB and Xander and I went to Australia and met up with Osgran Jen, which she hasn't been doing videos or anything lately. So this was really fun, I have to say. Oops. And I put it on washi paper, so it's washi tape border. I need to glue it down a little better. Yeah, Aboriginal art, CB. That's what I was thinking of too when I started looking at the art. And when we were down there, we spent quite a few days in Melbourne. We were there for 3 weeks. Xander was there longer. But we went one day in Melbourne. We walked 17,000 steps and went around and looked at all the street art. They are big on street art in Australia. And there was some amazing, amazing art that we got to see. And poor CB, we almost walked her to death. But I got a bunch of ephemera. We stayed at a hotel that was like a block from the Opera House. And we did a tour of the Opera House and all that. And I went through a lot of our photos, CB. It made me think of the day that we went to the kangaroo petting zoo. And they had koalas and a bunch of stuff there too. And CB, I wish I'd gotten it. I would have included if I got a picture of when the goose bit your butt. That was so funny. And I honestly had not thought about that forever. I mean, I hadn't thought about it forever. But we got to go feed the kangaroos and touch them and the koalas and stuff. So yeah, the next one is Australia. And I'm having mixed emotions about whether or not I include any of my personal stuff. I didn't come home with a lot of ephemera, but I've got a bunch, from just, yeah, in with all my other stuff. But we were down in Melbourne and Sydney and Newcastle and Brisbane. So we spent all of our time down in here. But look at how huge that country is. Enormous. And we spent 3 weeks. So yeah, CB got goose by a goose. So yeah, that was so funny. It really was. That goose bit my butt. So maybe by next Monday, I will have gotten this all laid out. And I did look up their flower and stuff like that. So, and their animal is a red kangaroo. Well, they actually don't have an official animal, but I thought I would draw a kangaroo and a koala on this. So that's what I'm going to be doing this week, is drawing a kangaroo and a koala. And I'll show it again next week. So, but yeah, that border was really, really fun. Now I want to do more of it. It was a good trip. Good trip. Don't know that we'll ever get to do that again either, CB. Now, Xandra's been back a couple of times because she goes up to the Gold Coast and does classes and stuff with Jane. She's kind of become a personal friend of Jane Davenport. So yeah, so that I will be leaving out, and I will be working on that. When I was pregnant, a goose at the park always chased you. We have geese in our backyard, and they are fighting right now because I think it's mating season. You guys, I forgot to get my drink out of the refrigerator. Hang on just a second. Ouch. Okay. That was the last thing I reminded myself to do, and I didn't do it. Your voice gets really dry when you're just yakking all the time. So, yeah. Did I say hi, Ambient Landscapes? And Vanessa, anybody else who came in when I was just rambling on? Yeah, it was a great trip. Awesome trip. I'd do it again in a minute, even though I don't really want to fly anymore. The airports just, to me, seem like a total flipping headache. And I don't have a whole lot of interest in going and doing that anymore. But anyway, while I was working on the Monster Journal, I showed you guys a page out of one of the books, and I don't remember which book it was. These are books by Steve Harpster, and he has like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different books. This has been my favorite, Drawing Alpha Beasts, and Terry did one of these as well. And when I started this journal, I didn't really have a plan. I just kind of jumped in and did it and drew one monster per page. But then I saw another page, and I'm flipping through to see if I can kind of give you an idea of what I intend to do today. But I was lecturing you guys about, don't tell me that you can't draw, because if you buy one of these books, you can absolutely draw. You'll start with a letter of the alphabet, add a few elements, and before you know it, you've got a monster. So I don't want to hear all that, I can't draw, because you can draw. But there was one page, and it probably is in one of the other books, but I'm going to pick out, okay, something like this. I want an opening page of several of the different monsters. So that's what I'm going to do today. Hi, Vale. Having connectivity issues up here in the southern Ontario. That's a bummer, dude. You want to see how I made that beautiful washi tape? Well, I can show that before I'm done here today. But yeah, I thought I'd just pick out some of the monsters and do a better opening page, because this is my opening page now and I don't like it. So I'm going to draw a new one and paste it right over it. Just bam, bam, it's gone. So let's pick some of the monsters. And I think I should pick colorful ones. Of course, I can color them any color I want. Need a pencil. Okay, I showed the super tips. Okay, I did everything on my list. What's the name of this book? The name of this book is Draw Alpha Beast. I got it at the Walmart or the Hobby Lobby sale when they were doing all the closeout. But it seems to me like I looked it up on Amazon, and it was pretty inexpensive on Amazon as well. And the author is Steve Harpster. I can't believe I'm thinking about getting a cat. Okay, so let's see. There you go, Dorothy. There's no such thing as can't. You just won't try. It's easier to say I can't. Okay, let's do eGuard on page 62. And there's several of them, Ruth, so go on and look at all of them, because he's got alpha tunes too. If you don't like monsters, oh, and I like Dundog, page 60. Krug is cute. And I'm obviously going to have to draw these smaller so I can fit more of them on. But they're really cute. Really, really cute. He's got some robots in here. And if you want, I can show the Alpha Tunes ones because they're really cute. Yep, thinking about a cat. Let's go ahead and draw Squirk. 26, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I've got 5 so far. Let's do Derb on 18. And on 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be good. All right, let's see how this, and I am going to leave the book here open. Thanks, Cat. Cat's the best mod on the planet. So yeah, it's going to replace this page. So I probably should stay somewhat, keep the layout somewhat the same because all the pages are much later. Oh, you know what I haven't done is I haven't drawn the lines. Hi, Birdman. Thanks for coming. So yeah, let's go ahead and I'll give myself a basic layout. I'll keep the yellow border. How much room is that? About 3/8. And this is just in a real inexpensive half comp book, which Walmart used to sell them at school time, but I'm not sure that they do anymore. But I'm pretty sure you can still get them on Amazon. You can get anything on Amazon. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and do, you know what? I think I won't do a border on this one because I'm going to try and cram a bunch of this in this one page. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let me pull you guys down so you can actually see. I don't like drawing on this cutting mat, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. And I am drawing out of the book. So if you want to draw along, you'll end up with a monster that looks like mine. Terry, are you going to draw along? Terry usually draws along with me. And I draw them in pencil first, and then I ink them. And then I can make any corrections or change anything I don't like. So yeah, I haven't asked Robert about the cat yet. If he wants one, he will be the deciding factor if we get a cat. If he says no, he doesn't want another cat, I'll just have to tell Jan no. But oddly enough, I've been thinking about it for so long about getting a cat. So it was weird when I mentioned it to Jan and she said, "Oh, the clinic is wanting to find a home for the um for the clinic cat." And it was just like, "Oh man." And I'm thinking, okay, you guys tell me if I'm on drugs, which I could very well be on drugs. I'm thinking because it's a clinic cat, I'm going to do another one with a 4, and I'm going to do it up here. I should have drawn that. Oh well, he'll just look different. I'm thinking that because he was in the clinic with a lot of people and a lot of different animals, that he would get along with people well. What do you guys think? I think he would. And these look so crazy and childish, but after you get them, yeah, I'm thinking, you can tell now I'm really nervous about it. Yeah, that's what I think too, Kat. He will be pretty well adjusted. Um, no, Jan wouldn't do that. Um, but yeah, and she said no, he'll do just fine. She said, and if he doesn't work, you can return him. And I'm like, I don't want to get an animal that I'm going to end up getting rid of again. So yeah, it might be just the thing we need, to help Robert. And so I don't know. The thing I'm thinking is the thing I don't need or even want is a litter box. Ugh. But I did it for a lot of years and I can do it again. Right? Won't kill my fat butt. Okay. See if we can find one looking forward. They have new automated litter boxes. What? I've seen those and call me skeptical, but I somehow just I don't think they're going to work well. Call me crazy. But yeah, something tells me I can bend over and scoop some litter. This is the next one I'm going to draw. Egard. So, yeah, we'll see. Egard might be a little bit bigger. But what was really weird, Jan and I were just out there yakking. It was just like, I completely forgot about streaming. I didn't think anything about streaming, and I jumped up and went, oh crap, Jan, I got to stream here in a minute. She still owns her mother little cottage over here, and they're having water problems. So I felt sorry for Jan because she's got an expensive little task on her hands over there. There's a water leak outside the house. So yeah. So of course I told her about my poor life last week with no air conditioning, how I almost practically died. You know what? I'm going to make his tongue bigger. My niece has acquired a tabby called Tigger. She stayed behind the settee because I was, oh. Well, my guess is this will be a friendly cat. And what I'm thinking is, as long as it really likes Robert, you know, and turns out to be a good pal for Robert, I'll be good. I'll do all the work. He can have all the fun. Yeah. We don't have many visitors, so that isn't so much of a concern for me. And I drew that a little far out. I'm going to redo that. Yeah, we don't have many visitors here. It's, you know, the kids, and we'll have company this Thursday. Robert's daughter's going to be here. But that shouldn't be that big a deal. I drew that way too long. Let me change that. I need to be paying attention is what I need to be doing. It didn't change much, did it? I was going to draw him bigger. Hey, sister. See, I've always been a pet person too. So I just really thought I would be done with pets, you know? I can still make changes as I go forward too. We'll draw him bigger. Start with a D. So I'll let you guys know how that goes from here on. Pay attention, girl. And that monster sitting on top of that monster. I didn't plan it that way. It just happened. Actually, I'm going to move this leg out since I drew him different. Not like he is in the book, and that's no big deal. You can change him however you want him. I'm going to make his eye bigger too. He would have spikes on his back, so he's screaming because he's sitting on the spikes on his back. And I do have to leave some room in the middle. I'm going to change the title of it. I just don't know how much. So, and on top of this guy, I'm going to have a bigger guy standing. So this poor guy, no wonder he looks so overworked. Pets over most people? Oh, absolutely. Undoubtedly. I'm liking that better for sure. All right, and I need one more. Maybe just his face for up there. We should do kind of a nice one, shouldn't we? Maybe I'll do Krug. I'm going to move his eyes over. I've got to find one of these that's looking straight on. Most of them are looking at an angle, so yeah. Give him a little roll around his neck. I don't remember. I'll just look through my drawings real quick. He's cute. They're so damn cute, so many of them. Oh, I could find one of those flying ones. Oop. Opto dude. I don't know where he is in the book, however. Let me see if I can find him. Oh. Dee Dee had a lot of cool books this morning. I really have to resist when I'm there. You don't do collage, you don't need it. You don't do collage, you don't need it. I can't tell you how many times I have to tell myself that, because I just want the images because they're so cool. Oh, I like this one too. We're going to do him. We'll do him like a midget, okay? We'll do him down here. Man, I didn't draw my 6 like they do here. He could be a little midget guy. But my border's going to be there, so he can only be that big. That's okay, though. I've got to do that, Zinjan. Oh. All right, let me see if I can find Opto Dude in here anywhere. I think I have. No, that would be easy. It'd be easier to flip through the book, I promise you. I should have had these picked beforehand, but sorry, I got talking to Jan. Oh, I like the swamp creature too. I like them all so much, you guys. This guy's looking straight on, and he looks nice and happy. Let's do him, and then I'll just do my book in here. All right, we'll do this one up here. Start with a Y. I might just get barely his little face in here, and that'll be fine. He looks happy. The rest of them look kind of mean. Yeah, I'm doing a new first page because I don't like the first page that I had. So no big deal. And I'll have to finish drawing that after I figure out how I'm going to do the lettering. And I can add more if I decide, but let's go ahead and ink these. And I don't think it matters what you ink with. I mean, you probably have your own favorite inks. I have my own favorite inks. Most of the time, I use the Uniball. The Uniball pens are, these are both Uniball. Their ink stays wet for a little while, so that's something you have to be mindful of. And I choose the pen depending on what nib size I want. I don't want thick lines, so I think I'm going to use, this is a Uni Jetstream, and it's got a real fine nib, but I'm going to put a piece of cardstock out because I can't stand drawing on this hard surface. But if I was going to do art, you know, like finishing art or something like that, I'd probably get out some carbon black ink or something like that and use about a 7-point nib. But I'm going to do these, I think. Yeah. Oh, so hard to decide when you have so much cool stuff. I think I'll do this one. It's about a 7-point nib, if I remember right. They call it micro, but it's got a little bit thicker nib. Yeah, that'll be okay. And maybe for some of the detail, I'll use a 3-point nib. Yeah, these are from a book. It's called Alpha Beasts. I started this ages and ages ago, put the journal away, forgot about it. And I want to go ahead and finish it. I really do. And I want to write the stories more than anything because let me just, for those of you who weren't here last week, I won't do the whole thing, but I'll do a few so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. This guy's name is Zug, and he's a disc jockey. Zug could easily be a girl too. This is Fuig. Fuig is an opera singer. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to go ahead and write a bio on them. Kat, you are insanely good. Could you just stop it? Could you just sit back and chill, girl? Man, if you mention anything, if you're a streamer and Kat is your mod, don't mention what size underwear you wear because she'll go find them for you. I'm not even kidding you. Kat, I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate you. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, that he's 3-legged. That is not a body part, okay? Just saying. Anyway, so I'm going to write a bio for each one. And by SR Firehorse Art. This one obviously I think is a female. Her name is Gerp, and she's a cocktail waitress. So who knows what I'll end up writing about Gerp, you know? I may include their past. I might include now how many children they have, what allergies they have. I don't know what I'll end up writing about each one. But I know as I was drawing them, I kept thinking about, this is Snarg, and he's a Survivor winner. Believe it or not, he won Survivor. So he's got a lot of money. So what would Snarg do with all that Survivor money? And has he maintained contact with any of the other Survivor people? Or did they want to stay in contact with him? This is Xavier, it's postal worker. Now, you know this dork is totally inept. Probably has mental illness just because he's been a postal worker his whole life. And probably takes meds. And his main goal in life is to make sure that you do not get your mail. At least this is my mailman, and he lives to make sure that I get the neighbor's mail, not my mail. This is Erpdu. Erpdu is a donut sprinkler. So he's got a great life. in a bakery. Norm from Cheers, there you go. He's got a great life in a donut factory. Who doesn't want to live his life? This is Opto, and poor guy, he's so bloodshot eyes, and he is a haunted house designer. What in the world has happened to poor Opto dude that he's qualified to design haunted houses? This is Kogar. He's a news anchor. So this one, what I need to put, it might just be 3 words: big fat liar. That's what I would put for Kogar, the news anchor. Big fat liar. This is Horace. He's a hippo trainer. I think some of them are out of the book. Some of them we made up. We did this, a lot of it on stream. This is Skig. He's a physical therapist. And look, he looks like somebody's about ready to fall on his scrawny little worthless butt. This is Anthony. Now, Anthony actually, I could probably take up multiple pages because he is a career politician. So you know he's as slimy, as scummy, as creepy as they come. And all he cares about is his own wealth and which donors he's going to eat lunch with today. Anthony, typical swamp creature. This is Warg. He's a dog surfing instructor. This poor old guy has smoked so much pot that he can't even manage life, you know? You know that. Sluggo, I hope he has a good job. Oh, he does. Sluggo is assistant to the queen. Doesn't he look like he should be assistant to the queen? Quig is a driving instructor. Look at it. Look at his hair. Holy crap, I said stop. Stop, I said. Jub. He's a teddy bear surgeon. Everybody needs a good teddy bear surgeon. This is Chomper Bee. He's a paper towel sniffer. I wonder what you got to do to get that job. This is Bitey. He's an unemployed dog catcher. So anyway, yeah, so each of these pages will have a short bio. And yeah, I'll try and make it funny and fun. So what was the question that got me doing that? But yeah, I'll write a bio for each one. What's Joe? Joe is an assistant to Anthony. Anthony was the swamp creature we met earlier. He's the one who schedules the lunches with the donors for the swamp creature, Anthony. Vlad looks like a good guy. He's a paranormal tour guide. So, yeah. But I really want to get the whole thing done. I really do. Now, did I put away the pen? No, I set it over here. All right, let's go ahead and ink this. I think I'd rather have a little finer nib. And I won't do these necessarily the same color scheme as I did the ones in the book, even though they're going to be a duplication of the monsters. We'll just choose our own color scheme. And I probably will color them with Crayola Super Tips. So any changes you want to make them now during the inking stage. And because I'm using the permanent ink of this Uniball, I should be able to color these just fine with a water-based marker. So and see, after you're done, you don't even remember which letter or number, whatever you started with. Like this one, I don't remember now. What did I start with? A D, I guess. I don't know. But I changed the shape enough that you can't really tell. Yeah, I like this page better. And I can't really finish him until I figure out how I'm going to do the lettering. All right, hang on. Got to get rid of the pop-up. You drew a page of monsters for the scavenger hunt for 2024. That's cool. From the book when we did the alphabet, I used the letter M and did monster. Cool, Missy. Thanks, bossy butt. Now we'll go down to that line because that'll be the border there. And I'm drawing from the top down so I don't get my hand in the ink, wet ink, and smear it. But I actually would prefer to draw this probably the other way, but who cares? I'm doing it now. And the reason I'm doing it that way is because I know myself. If there's wet ink, my hand will find a way into it. And y'all have seen it, so you can't even deny it. And I'm drawing it slightly larger than what I drew. So I'll have to go back and erase. He just looks like a fat pig. Know how you add to Amazon cart to save for later in person. Yeah, my Amazon cart. I leave stuff in there forever. All right, I think I got them all 8. All right, I'm going to hit it with a heat gun real quick just to make sure that the ink is completely dry. Wait, I just saw something. Before I start erasing, because if I smeared it now, I would be so pissed. You guys would hear all the dirty words I know, and I know a lot. Just saying. Okay, and I think I just thought of the name. I think I'm going to call it the Monsters Who's Who of Monsters. Oop, don't want to do that either. Because isn't that what Who's Who put a butt on it? Is there any of them that I could put a butt on? Put a butt on it. Do you guys follow Brian Cook over on Instagram? Every day he does a drawing, or every Friday he does a drawing, a brand new drawing of butts on things. And so, yeah, I make sure, even if it doesn't show up on my feed, I try and go and look him up and give him a thumbs up, because I think he's come up with something that he deserves to make money and get the recognition that he deserves, you know? All right, now I have to decide. I think we will color them with Super Tips. And I'm not sure what color I want to do the background. I guess I ought to decide that now. And I'll do the background with the Prismacolor Art Sticks. All right, background color. Look at Cat. Cat You're going to make me, hang on. You're going to make me afraid to say anything. Because then I feel like, oh no, I had to go put Cat to work. Let me get out the Crayola Super Tips. Or the Prismacolor art sticks. I think I'm going to do the background in this. All right, I'm going to draw the border first. So we can, don't be silly, Janet. No, I'm going to sit here and just say I can't say anything because Kat's going to go find it for me. Kat's got me scared. All right. Now I can erase that. All right, what's a color? I think I'm going to do the border is going to be yellow. I'll keep that consistent with the rest of the book. It's kind of hard to go back and refit everything. And of course, I left the border inside off. I'm thinking I might do I want the darker blue or the lighter blue? I'm thinking about doing the background just blue because then all the different colors are going to work well with it. Blue is one color that everything will work with. Yellow is the other one. In my pea-sized brain. All right, let's just do a little color experiment here. That's true blue. Okay, CB is saying pale blue. That true blue is actually one of my very favorite blues. I use it all the time in my Bible journaling. I haven't shown you guys my devotional either. I've been working on that here and there. Is that too dark a blue? Or my other option is light blue. Let's see if I have a light blue one. I have to test everything. I think light blue, the colors will go with the light blue a little bit better. I think I'll go with that one, even though I love that one. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's it. Which means I'll have to get in my, you like the first? All right, let's do a poll, see what everybody likes. And I'll get my pencils and get the light blue out because I'm going to have to draw color in around the little creatures. I should have a light blue. Now watch, I won't have one. That'll annoy the hell out of me. Oh, you know what? I bet it's in my... I bet it's in this. Let me see. I got non-photo glue. Got a lot of true blue. Well, where did my light blue pencil go? Looking, looking, looking. That's crazy. All right, well, I'll just have to use it. That's crazy. Maybe I used it, threw it away, and didn't get a new one out. Light blue. I didn't darken it. I dissolved the wax. I dissolved the binder. I love blue too. Okay, bye, Joan. Go have a great day. You got a Brian Cook book? Oh, cool. Wait, what? I've never seen pastels that go over watercolor tip. I feel like such a... Zen, yeah, it's just odorless mineral spirits, and if you I just apply it with a Q-tip, and then it just dissolves the binder and acts kind of like a blender. I don't know where my pencil is, so in the small areas, I'm going to be a little bit upset because I don't want to dig in. I can't believe I don't have the light blue. I just can't believe that. I'm looking again. I know I have one because if I ever throw a pencil away, I always get down into my extras. Okay, look at me. Found it in my box of Bibling pencils. Ugh. I annoy me so much. Like, I can't even tell you how much I annoy me. I didn't erase very good. All right, just checking chat. I'm wondering if I miss, and it happened at Dee Dee's this morning, and it made me really question, where she said one of the winners of the giveaway, she did not, Yvonne, she did not see her in her chat. I'm wondering if we missed some of the chat on StreamYard, because that was weird for Dee Dee not to have seen Yvonne in the giveaway. It makes me wonder what other chat might we be missing, you know? I'll get up close with the pencil, but I'll do most of the background with this. And I'm going to use the same color down here where the lettering is going to go. So, and the reason I use the art sticks is because it's expedient. You can do a big area pretty darn quick. So that's why I do this. And I need to set up the beast for April. I almost made you guys watch that today. Well, I'll just set up the beast. But I should have time tomorrow. Because I won't have company until Thursday, sometime in the day. I don't know when. And these art sticks go a long, long way, you guys. I've had these for years and years. I've used the heck out of them. And you can still see how much I have. So and if I knew what color I was going to color the monsters, I would color right over some of these, you know, the spikes and stuff like that with a darker color, whatever. I do that a lot. Really, all you've got to do is get the color down, the pigment down. Don't have to be precious about it. The mineral spirits will level it, even it all out. It'll be perfect. And I'll probably go back in with a darker blue later and go around the monsters or the edges, you know, make it look inked or whatever. I'll wait and see what I like at the end. And if I color somewhere where I don't want, like in his teeth, for example, I just go back in and use a white pen over it. It's not like I'm doing art to sell, right? I'm doing this for my own enjoyment and, of course, yours, because here I am doing it live on stream. I am going to get out a new Q-tip, though, so I have a nice point to do some of these smaller areas. Thank you, Kat. Look, and now can't unsee saggy, hairy boobs. What? Where are you guys seeing saggy, hairy boobs? And I just use makeup cosmetic applicators for the Q-tips. Get them on Amazon. Probably can get them at Walmart. Who knows? But I like these that have the thicker end and then the thinner end, so I can preserve the tip a little bit for small areas. And then I'll do the big areas with the broader end. And I think you should be able to get them easily on Amazon. Probably should have gone and gotten... Oh, and this is just odorless mineral spirits, and I just put the sponge in there to soak it up. So when I want some, I just put it in, touch the sponge, and it sucks it right up, and I don't have to worry about spilling or anything like that. And who knows, maybe I can go back in here with a stencil or something later, depending on how I like it when it's all done. I try to go in, you know, without too many preconceived ideas, so I'm pretty flexible and can alter it later. This saves so much time, especially when I'm just doing something like this where at the end of the day, does it really matter? No, probably not. And get the odorless mineral spirits, because there truly is no odor. You don't know that you're using a solvent, and it evaporates real quick, so it doesn't stay flammable or anything like that. Then when I feel like it's just not as juicy, I just go back in and get some more odorless mineral spirits. You can definitely feel the difference when it starts evaporating, all gone. See how it just evens it all out? That's why you don't have to be so precious and careful. I'll try and get in there. Worked fine. And I will finish. Well, now I've done him blue, so he might be done. I might have to do him a darker color. I'll just wait and see. Because I wasn't planning on putting like a border around the lettering. I was just going to letter in there and leave it all pretty free flow. How's that, boys and girls? Hi, Heidi. Heidi's a new fib, so be as mean to her as you were to Michelle. Just smoothing out here and there where maybe I missed a little bit. And the yellow border I could do with either the Prismacolor. I don't remember how I did it on here. Looks like I used a marker, not an alcohol marker. I don't know what I did. I have to believe I used Prismacolor or something. I'm going to use Prismacolor for this. Don't care. I have no room. And then I'll probably use double-sided tape to put this in the book, because I don't trust, well, I trust Uhu glue sticks, but I don't trust them to not get wrinkles is the problem when you're doing something a little bit bigger. Yeah, they get a little warped and wrinkly, so. You have 20 untouched coloring books? Oh. I won't even go count mine, Devin. I wouldn't even want to know. But a lot of them I bought knowing that I probably would never color in them, but I just like the art. I have several that I just bought them because I like the art in them. So, yeah. And maybe someday I'll just break down and decide, oh, you've hoarded them long enough. Give them away or start coloring in them. And you know what's weird? Like coloring in a color book, and I've told you guys this before, I bought a bunch of them thinking I would really enjoy coloring. You know, the artwork was already done for me. So I just enjoy sitting down and relaxing and coloring. And absolutely, it made me a nervous freaking wreck. I'd rather do this, where I draw my own art, I color it. I'm fine with this. But coloring in a color book absolutely makes me a nervous wreck. You know, like to sit down and create something and then put it on Instagram. I probably couldn't do that. Now, the one I did, let me show you. This is a page out of a coloring book. Well, I hope it's still here. Nope, I guess I put it away with all the rest of the junk. But anyway, the color book page I did, where I cut the part out and left part of it just the black and white and part of it colored. Oh, it's got to be right here. Let me see. This one. Now that didn't bother me. That didn't make me nervous. But sitting down and coloring that, just coloring it, would have made me absolutely crazy. Another thing that's really weird is coloring in my Bible. It doesn't make me nervous. I don't mind doing that. Why is that? Huh? Does anybody know? All right, and I think I'm going to do the base color of all these with Super Tips. And then any detail with Prismacolor. Or I could use the Langwell pens too, you know. I could do that. I have a second one planned, Devin. I really enjoyed doing that page, which is odd, you know. All right, let's just make up colors as we go. They don't have to be the same colors as I used. And you have so many choices with Super Tips. So let's get out. What did I do with the swatch page of 150 Super Tips? Let's do him green, number 88. Oh, that's one of the pastels. I put it in the wrong location. See how well this system works. That's 84. I bet you this one's 88. 85. So 84, 85. Either one would be fine, but I wanted 88. Got it. And these are the darker version of this. So, hi, Shelly from New Zealand. Awesomely cool. Welcome. These wenches are pretty nice, I will say. And of all the markers and stuff that I have, it's ridiculous that I will default almost every time to the Super Tips. And I don't know if it's because they're just right here at my elbow, so they're easily accessible. I'm not sure why. I wonder if it isn't. They're inexpensive. You have a great selection of colors, and they're not precious. You don't have to worry about, oh, I'll use them up or whatever. You know, it's like they're just kids stuff. Use them. Who cares? I was actually reading about New Zealand yesterday because I was researching Australia. And of course, if you research Australia, you got to read about New Zealand. I'd love to go there and visit, but I'd go back to Australia and just do that for like a side trip. Let's make his spikes orange. Well, no, I want to use blue and orange. I'm going to do him blue and orange. Okay, let's do that yellow. Have you tried them yet, Ellen? Do you like the Stattlers? I like Stattler products. My favorite water-soluble pencils are Stattler. I only have a small set, but of all the water-soluble pencils, and I don't have many, the Stattlers, I think, dissolve the best and leave really good pigment. So, yeah, I like Stattler products. Now, one thing I don't like is they came out with, what was it called? A tri-tip? Let me look. Yeah, these tri-tip pens, the fine line markers, I have been a little disappointed in these. I love the nibs and I love the sizes that they come in, but they seem a little stingy with the pigment. And if I want a fine line marker like that, I'm more inclined to go with Le Pen or Papermate. They're just not, I guess, juicy enough for me. So I know we are lucky, Shelley. But you know what? I have to say, when we were in Australia, and of course, we had to go to every art store in every city we went to. I loved all of your, and you probably have them there because they're an Australian product, is the Kaiser Craft stencils and stuff. Oh, I was so jealous that you guys had that, and they were in malls and just massive amounts of them. I love them. But all of your art stores that we went to, well, I say yours. I just think of New Zealand as Australia. But anyway, I have to say I was tickled with the selection of products that you guys had. They weren't cheap, I will say that. They were pretty pricey over there. But CB, we bought quite a bit while we were, of course we did. I was not the least bit unhappy. Probably the best one we went to, CB can argue with me if she wants. She probably will because she's just that way. Didn't you like the one? I like the one in Sydney a lot, but I really liked the one that we went to in Newcastle. I thought they had an awesome selection. I bought something in that store. Of course we did. No art store left behind. You know it. But yeah, they had, I don't know, they had different kinds of stores, I guess, you know, where art was displayed. You could buy supplies. I don't know. It was just good. But yeah, I mean, we can get pretty much everything on Amazon. Everything. Okay, that's 51. Do I want to do an, I'd rather do 49. There we go. Usually you can find your color with one or two. You know, you might pull out a couple, but you'll find it pretty easy. I like them all too, CB. And I love the wall art. I think that impressed me as much as anything. One, that the cities allow it and that people didn't trash it out. It wasn't just a bunch of graffiti. It was really good art. I mean, there was a fair amount of graffiti too, but very stylized and stuff like that. But some of the art, and I looked at all our pictures yesterday, CB. My favorite picture, I think, is the one we took of all of us. It was the day Karen was with us, and we all stood on that bridge in Melbourne. It might have been the day we walked our butts off. But I really like that picture of all of us. And I would show it, except I don't have it on my phone anymore. I transferred it to my computer, or my hard drive. This one feels like it's getting a little dry. You can definitely tell when your super tips are getting dry. And when they're getting dry, toss them. Because after that, they're nothing but one big freaking annoyance. Just saying. Let's do his spikes in pink. Dark, dark pink. And his collar too. I got to do the inside of his mouth. Let's do his tongue, the same pink. Dee Dee, I keep waiting for Robert to come upstairs so I can send him out to the mailbox and see if my box is here yet. Let's look for 41. This will be all right. Ozzy gets more than us. Guess we are a little dot at the bottom of the ocean. Your work is looking good. Thank you, Shelley. You are a little dot at the bottom of the ocean, but I think your culture is very unique, and you're very lucky to have that way of life. You're small enough that you can kind of maintain it, you know? You're going on vacay in April, so you'll stream this Wednesday and next Wednesday, and then Anwar will do the remainder of April. Where are you going, Bossy? You need to tell us right now. It says delivered. Okay. I'll see if Robert doesn't come up here pretty quick, and I'll see if I can't get his worthless butt to go out and look at that for me. Let's see what color 81 is. Isn't the swatch sheet so awesome? This is 81. Do we want that? I think I want him 82, actually. So let's see if we can find 82. I was wanting him kind of dark. Here's 82. See? Usually within one or two choices. I was thinking I wanted him blue. Is that what do I want blue? Or do I want him blue? Let's do him blue. We'll put some highlights on him too, so he looks like he's got shiny skin. Feel like a kindergartner. Did Bossy tell us where she's going? You bought a Sudiand. What the hell is that, Dorothy? Is that a UK thing that people in America can't know about? A Sudiand. Or is it just me? I live in Oklahoma. So, yeah, you'll immediately think redneck, and I won't argue with you. What the hell is a Sudiand? Does anybody else know, or am I the only one? And Devin hasn't told me where she's going on vacation. You're going to Amsterdam. Awesome. You are one very lucky girl. I will say that for sure. We're going to put the spike. I was going to do his spikes orange, but I think I'm going to do them this lighter green because I want to repeat some of the colors that I've already used to make it look a little bit more cohesive. He just looks like a big old fat blob. I was on Amazon earlier and bought a Sootie and a Sweet Glove puppet for your neighbor. Bye, Shelly. That would be awesome. Come back another time. All right, that's got to be a UK thing, Dorothy. Got to be a UK thing. Okay. I'm thinking. What color do I want him? I've got a brown one. Do I want a pink monster? I'm just looking through my book over here, seeing what I like. I guess orange, an orange monster would be okay, huh? Because monsters can be any color you want, you know? They're your monsters. You are the boss of your monsters. Oh, I shouldn't have done that down there. Okay, well, anyway. Shh, don't tell anybody. Amsterdam. Bossy butt, you're so lucky. I'm glad you guys are doing it, though, while you're still young, you know? Most people say, oh, we'll do it someday. We'll wait until, you know, you'll wait and wait and wait, and then who knows what happens. It may never get done. So I'm glad you guys are doing it while you're still young and can get out and enjoy it all. That's why I don't mind so much being home now as much as I am, because I have to say, Robert and I were very fortunate that when we were younger, we did pretty much everything we wanted to do. We bought the big boats. We lived on a boat. We went to Texas for winter. And now I'm perfectly content to be at home. Don't have huge desires to go places. Very, very content right here at home. So Sooty and Sweep were glove puppets in a children's TV show. Sooty was a bear and Sweep a dog. Very popular. Okay, thank you, Terry Brett. Is it like a Swiffer for dusting? Exactly. Tell us, dumb Americans, what we don't know about life out there in the real world. I guess we probably had something similar. What were ours called? Kukla, Fran, and Ollie or something? And I think I'll do him kind of a, well, I just did orange there. I think I'll do him yellow. Yeah, a little bit darker yellow and blue. And I'll quit here in just a few minutes and show you guys how I did that Australian border. I think I'll do his arms yellow because it looks like he has actually a dress on or some sort of uniform, right? That's not his whole body color. He actually looks like he has clothes on. So let's do his clothes in a kind of a navy or darker blue. Bye, Michelle. Thanks so much for coming. This guy's like a space cadet. Oh, you won't be able to see his nails on this hand. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. Live and learn. Oh, I forgot that blue in there. I'll have to go in and put that in. The reason my pencils have two ends is because I when I'm getting close to the end of a pencil, I glue it to its replacement pencil. And when Robert's granddaughter was here, some of my pencils she sharpened on the wrong end. So that's how that happens. What are you going to do? You can't beat a kid for doing something like that, even though I wanted to. You know what I mean? Okay, I don't have, all right, we'll go ahead. I hardly ever use my silver panda fly. Let's go ahead and do this thing on its back in silver. I do love these panda fly metallic pens. But the silver, I just don't use that much. I use the gold a lot. And the white I use practically daily. I swear I use it every day. So if you have a use for silver, use it. Oh, no, you know what? I said that. You know what Kat's going to do? Kat's going to go get a link for the panda fly. Kat has made me a lazy mod because she beats me every time. Every time. All right, I'll do these little circles down here, black. And look at her. I told you. Thank you, Kat. You're the best on the planet. All right, what color does he want to be? Isn't that the truth, Bossy? She's made us all a bunch of lazy mods. She's so damn fast. That's the problem. No doubt about that, Joanne. No doubt about that. She puts us all to utter complete shame. Shame, I'm telling you. And I colored him dark because depending on how I end up doing the lettering in here, I will go ahead and continue him down. And then the brown will cover up the blue because I didn't think that out well enough. But have no fear. It's all good. And we're going to do him a slimy lime green because he may very well be one of the swamp creatures, if you know what I mean. And I probably will use my new lettering stencils to do the lettering. I love those stupid things. Best purchase made in a long, long time if you're a lettering freak such as I am. And these super tips will stay wet a pretty long time, but let them dry really thoroughly before you go in and try and work on top of them. You'll just rip your page and you'll end up being disappointed. And now I think I'll probably do the details. Like that one I want to add something to. I think I'm going to use the white pen. Oh, well, I've got that white out. I've seen a couple things I need to clean up just a hair. These are just the best correction pens around. All right, I want to correct the size of his pupil. I think I'll make it bigger. Yeah, so now I think all the shading and stuff like that I'll do with what I did that one in 88. So if I have an 86 or something out here, yeah, probably can do that. I can do a little bit of the detail with the super tips. And don't forget you can use these as watercolor as well. Let me see if I have a piece of plastic over here. I don't want to warp this paper too much. But if I wanted to feather that out and not have just a line there. And take it a minute to dry, but yeah, I can feather out this shading a little bit, I hope. Where's the red? I do try and leave like all the colors that I use out until I'm done with a project, because to try and go back and match or figure out what you did is really hard. So yeah, I just leave them out until I'm done. And I know that because I've learned the hard way. So with just very little bit of effort, you can, I probably won't even go back in here with colored pencil now. This will be fine. I'll be okay with this. You just got kicked out? That's weird, Sharon. Monsters do not look like the sharpest tooth in shed. Just saying. Right? They look like my soulmates is what they look like. Let me pull you guys down so you can see them a little better, a little bit better. And then in here, I will put like, I'll have to look up and see what it actually says. If the monsters, Who of Monsters is probably what I'll end up putting there. Who of Monsters. And then I'll probably like do a darker blue around the edges and shade it in. Yeah, so they'll be sitting right on this page. When you open the book, these guys will be here, and it'll be like the who's who of monsters or something. I don't know where the page is, but yeah, something like that. So they'll be the intro to the book, and I like this better. So yeah, I'm going to have to look up what, one thing I don't like about this that I'll say is I don't like that these are going off the page and these aren't. I should have planned that a little better, but oh well. It's not going up for sale. If it was going up for sale, I'd redo the whole page. But it's not, so who cares? All right, let me show you quickly how I did the I'll leave that here and leave these out until a little bit later, until I decide that that is done enough. Great first page. Don't mess up the words. Right? CB? That would be just like me. But you know what the cool thing about that is? Throw it in the trash and start over. Who cares? Could you cut out more centered and then glue on? I probably won't, Devin. I mean, I suppose I could, but knowing me, I probably won't. Okay, so what I did with that border, I have the extra, there it is. I decided how wide I wanted the washi tape, and then I just measured how many inches of washi tape I would need. You don't necessarily have to do that, but that's how I did it. So I'll just go ahead and I'll do a couple wide. That washi tape that's in the passport journal, and if you need me to show it again, I will. I did 3/4 inch wide, which is thicker than normal washi, but I thought it needed to be a little bit wide. So I'll do 3 wide on this one, just so you can kind of get an idea. And so that's how wide I'm going to cut it when I'm all done. And I'll use this for something else. I'll probably have to finish it tomorrow, but I'll just show you guys. And then I took, and you can take any product you have. I wanted something that would be permanent when dry. So I used Liquitex. This is transparent. You can get these in opaque. I used the blue, the brown, and the yellow, I think. Yeah, yellow. And these are just acrylic inks. Some of them are transparent. Some of them are opaque. But this is what I started with. And I didn't actually draw the lines. I'm doing this just for display purposes. But I just took my pencil and did some squiggly lines. And then I took a circle template, and I should have one right here. I do. And drew some different size circles. And I'm going over my cut lines. So sometimes it's going to, it's not going to be cut, but more often than not, it's going to be cut. And I just looked up art. Okay, cool, Terry. I'll check it out in a little while. I just looked on the internet for Australian art is all I did. And this came up and it was just like, oh, I remember seeing that in the gift shops and stuff like that. So I thought, oh, that should be easy enough. I could do that. Well, after I got into it a little ways, I was just like, what the hell made me think this was a good idea? But I kept after it. And yeah, at the end of the day, I was happy that I kept after it because I did like the end result. So I took that and I used one of the Kaka. Oh, I do have some dirty water here, so that's good. And I should have a lid to use as a palette. I hope. Yeah, here's one. This will work. Okay. And this dries really fast, so I can show you quickly how I did it. So on the squiggly lines that I drew, and it's going on multiple of the strips, right? So this strip at the top is going to have two colors. But I did a background. You don't have to be too precious with it because you're going to be working on top of it. And I suppose I could, I didn't do this on the other one, but I'll do it on this one. I guess I should shake it first before I take the lid off. Because the brown and the yellow will mix nicely together. So while it's still wet, I'll go ahead and introduce some yellow to it. Look at, there's a paint burger in there. And that was one thing about the paints that I used on top. I'm going to go get them and show them to you guys. What were they? The Mubiok? Is that what they were named? Mubiok? I don't remember. They had kind of dried up. I told Dee Dee, I said, man, I just left those little needlepoint rubber things on it. I have to say, I was a little disappointed. But I need to shut up and sit down because it was probably my own fault. All right, let's go look at Terry's Monsters. I'm glad you're back arting with me, Terry. I've missed you a ton. Totally understandable. But oh my God, Terry, that is so good. Look at that. Terry always pops up #1 for me. That's awesome, Terry. Look at you drawing all the monsters. Life is just a balancing act. Boy, if that isn't the truth. Oh, a whole series of balancing acts. All right. Now, when I did this before, I don't think I mixed the paints, but this time I'm gonna. You need that normal time. I hear you, man. And I'm just doing the whole background because I won't take that long doing the dots, because that'll make you guys batty. You go, why in the world would you even think you'd want to do that? Because I don't have any better sense at all. And you don't have to worry about this background so much, because it literally gets, for the most part, all covered up. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I am making it, a little bit smoother transition if I can, but it really does not even matter. I don't think you'll notice it at the end of the day regardless. I love these nail brushes. These cheap, crappy nail brushes are so flippin' useful. It's ridiculous. I never worry about them. They're just, yeah, love them. Kaka little nail brushes. Go figure. Now, the blue and the brown is not going to mix well. Just saying. Just so you know. And then the last one, I'll do just blue. And it looks like I'm being really careful. I'm really not. You don't have to be that careful. What's normal anymore? Isn't that a darn good question, Joe Lou? Do we even know? And it doesn't matter what is going on in your life, just the whole world. Do we have a flippin' normal anymore? Why not? All right, I'll check my phone here in just a minute. I think it's by design. Keep everybody upset, fighting. Yeah, I think the whole crap, this no normal anymore, I think it's all by design. This is exactly what they want. They want everybody fighting and upset, and yeah, it's baloney. I'm sick of it. But I'm not sure what my options are. Other than, I mean, I'm already doing as much as I can. I hate going out in public. I don't, yeah. So, yeah, they're probably getting exactly what they want. Hi, Alicia. This looks really crazy, I know. I'll show you the end result because I know some of you came in late after I showed. the puzzle. Hey, Robert Vaughn,
Huh?
will you go out and check the mail? Dee Dee sent me something and she said it had been delivered.
Check the mail.
If you would, please.
Okay.
Thank you. He surfaced. All right, let me let that dry. Move the wet ink so I don't get in it because I know me and I will. And I'll go ahead and show you what I'm demonstrating. I'm not going to finish it. I have no intentions of finishing it on stream, but I'll show you what, how I started this so you can see it. Its finished product is this. This is washi tape for my passport journal for Australia. And this is Aboriginal art. Well, it's my version of Aboriginal art. And somebody said, will you show how you did it? So I'm just giving a quick demonstration of, and I made enough to go around the whole border of the passport journal. So you can see the background. I'm using the same colors that I used, but you can see the yellow and brown here and how it was, you know, curvy. And then, and I think if I was going to do this again, you guys, just saying, I ended up using, I'll go get them real quick. I put them away, but I'll get them real quick. But I'm going to show you a different, easier way, I think. Okay, I say a long time. I don't know how long it's been, but I went ahead and ordered these Movioc paints. They're acrylic paint, and they come in these fine line. Well, you can adapt the bottles. They send, these are the caps, but they send the needle point to turn them into fine liners, and they're heavy body. Okay, cool. Thank you, honey. Mm-hmm. All right, Dee Dee, I got 2 envelopes from you. You're too nice to me. You need to stop that. All right, I'm going to take a minute and do some Happy Mail. We are actually having really, really nice weather here. And the reason I say that is because the package is sitting on my lap and it's really warm. So it had to get pretty cooking out in my mailbox. All right. Oh, cool, Dee Dee. I wasn't expecting this. Awesomeness. Look at this. She sent me a print. That is so cool. Look at lights coming from her hand. Dee Dee, these are amazing. Amazing. My camera is really, really crooked. Very cool. They're so different up close than when you're looking at them on her desk. Dragon is very cool. Very, very cool. Thank you, Dee Dee. And then she warned me about this. She did actually show this on stream, I think last Monday, after she went to Barnes & Noble. That got here in pretty quick time. I don't know when you went to the post office, but I got too much junk around here. Make your own vision board edition. I must have 5,000 of these. I save them all. It's the Flow book for paper lovers. Make your own vision board edition. Once this was mine, now it's yours. She put a sticker on it. Once this was mine, now it's yours. Flow makes such nice products. It's in Danish or something. Oops. You know what? I'm just going to flip through it. If you want to see a complete flip, go to Dee Dee's channel, Dee Dee Willingham, Coffee and Art in the Morning, and it's got swatches in it, me and my dreams, so I can show you guys. And she showed taking all these out. These are little envelopes. And look at the swatches. They're like in my, what's in my swatch book. It is. It's so sweet of Dee Dee. She's so good to me. And I don't know why, because I'm really not very nice. Oh, I like the chalk painting. I wonder where that chalk painting drawing I did is. Do you guys lose stuff all the time? I lose stuff all the time. These are stickers. Enjoy the silence. That's me. Learn something. Oh, see, hers are all nice. Mine would say like, bite me. What are you thinking? Did you get dropped on your head as a baby? But yeah, they've got these posters stuck in. So I'll pull all those out later. And the alphabet. These are not stickers. This is just printed. But it would be easy enough to copy onto sticker paper. Any of these you could turn into stickers really, really easy. Flow is just so funky, you know? Offline time. Does anybody have any of that? Blah, blah, blah. These are punch outs of swatches. Punches of swatches. All right. Those are watercolor. This is in my book too. I have a matching book. Postage is always a good thing. Oh, this is cool, Dee Dee. Very cool. Some of these I probably will turn into stickers. I don't like cutting up my books, you guys. I really don't. It doesn't bother Dee Dee a little bit. She'll rip into that, tear it all apart. Make me a nervous wreck. See, and I need one that says, don't slap anybody. Be kind. Be kind is my way of saying, don't slap anybody who desperately deserves it. Sorry, I'm closed. So cool. Happiness is seeing life with eyes wide open and then running home and pretending you never did that. Another thing about Flow is, I don't know what kind of paper they print on or anything, but it just feels yummy. Like, you don't have to cut it out because it just sits there all by its own self and feels yummy. Somebody embroidered on his back. And this is a little journal. I don't want to tear it out. I think you can do anything you want in there. And another poster and more swatches. Swatches, swatches. And I guess those you could just do anything you want, you know, like this would be a good collage background, I guess. So you could put like a cat in the lake, whatever. I think I can't do collages because I don't have as good enough imagination. Awesomely cool. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you so much. I'll look through it again probably 5 times tonight. This book is full of illustrations, photographs, and hand-lettered words, all grouped into 6 things. Me and my people, me and my time, me and my me time, me and my happy place, me and my work-life balance, me and my vacation plans, me and my dreams. See, I'll just do one that says me, 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 me. It's all about me. Where would you find the center of the universe? Right here where I am. I try not to be that way. That's awesome. Thank you. And now my room is officially a mess again. You go, girl. So yeah, so this is how I started. And then I took these Mubiak paints, which have the little nozzle on them. And I'm going to caution you. I don't know if I should have taken these needle caps off and put the original caps back on, but I really trusted these little rubber things to keep them airtight. But I have to say, on the green one and the blue one, these really had started drying out and getting really serious paint boogers. So I did take the lid off and add some water and stir them up real good. And let's just see how they are today. But I have to say, I was a little disappointed. Yeah, see, the green is still pretty thick. I'm having a tough time. Can you see that? Oh. So, and I guess I should have shook it before I did the experiment. Look at the pages like ingredients for a recipe of food. Take a little from here and add it to there, or mulligan stew. No, you just open the freezer, take the box out, and open the end of the box, Judy. So I did thin this down a little bit. This green will be usable now. But yesterday it was incredibly thick. So I was just like, bummer, dude. And the blue, I don't think the blue was savable, to be honest. And I did shake it. Yeah, see, this I got too thin. So this, for this particular project, is probably no longer an option. I guess if I moved quick and just, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I would caution you about these paints. I love the paints, and I bought them to do the Oblivious Mind art where she puts down paint and then scrapes it. That's why I bought these heavy body paints, and so that I could make the little humps of paint. So for that, I'm not the least bit disappointed in how they're behaving. And this I got to be really careful of. I'll get that everywhere. Hi, Peggy. So, yeah. So that's the thing I would caution about this is, let me go ahead and I'll just grab the black real quick so you can kind of see and stand out pretty good. But what I did, and I didn't watch the Aboriginal people do it, I just kind of made up my own system, is so, test the bottle a little bit and see if you can get some paint going. And literally, I'll move the camera down so you can see. I would test it off your original art. And each bottle is going to be a little bit different about how hard you have to squeeze the bottle. See, this one's thick. But after you get it flowing, it will move pretty quick. And sitting here doing this for a few hours, you start to question your own sanity. Just saying. But I got thinking, why couldn't I? Because I've invested so damn much money in acrylic pens. Let me just grab a couple of colors of them. I'm just grabbing a variety of colors. I got blue. I'll do a light blue and a bright yellow. Okay. But I thought, now it's not going to be real humpy like that heavy body paint. But in that journal of mine, would it have really mattered? I mean, I guess I would have almost preferred that it didn't get humpy, because if I'm going to work on that journal, it's going to be hard to work on top of. But it's just a border, so I probably won't be working out there so much. But I bought these grabby acrylic markers, and I think a lot of us did. And you got to shake them real good. But then, why couldn't you? This, it's got a booger on it. Mom, it's got a booger on it. Why couldn't you just use these? I don't think they're going to, the humps are going to stay. But they do come out pretty humpy if you juice it up and do like that. So they are humpy. You can kind of see in the camera. So if you have the acrylic pens, I think you wouldn't have to have those heavy body paints. I think you could get away. And if you don't want to use that much ink, just don't press down on them. Oops, this one I really got juiced up now. See what I'm saying? Is you may have exactly what you need in your very own little studio. But this is exactly how I did that. And then you don't want to leave piles of ink like that around. Go ahead and spread it out and let it dry, because you will have ink everywhere. I know, because I did it. I've been pretty pleased with the Grabby products too, Peggy, I have to say. Now, this is what I think about Grabby and some of those other. I think they wanted to get into the American market, so they reduced the price enormously to get people to at least try their product. And it worked. I mean, we all have it. I think when you go back to buy it a second time, you might be surprised to find out that it's not as inexpensive as it was. Now, that's just a theory I have. Okay, this pink is not going to show up as good, but it'll show up on the yellow. So, and this one's not puking out ink like that yellow one did. So yeah, I would experiment with the products that you have before I bought that heavy body paint. Just saying. I went ahead and made myself suffer, but I think if I had to do it over again, I would have gone ahead and just used the acrylic paint pens. They dry quicker. Of course, you'd have a much better select. Oops, see, that one got kind of big. But after a little bit of practice, and it's even the Aboriginal art, the dots were not the same size. So, yeah, don't freak out about that. And if you want more ink, just press down and let the ink flow a little bit harder. So that's what I would do. Hold it onto the paper a little bit longer. But that's exactly how I did that border in the book. And I don't want to use the fluorescent orange. And I just went along and did it just like this. Did a little bit with one color ink, and then I did try and repeat the colors of ink And I chose different colors this time. And see, I've got this really juicy now. So I think I'm going to go and put a bigger blob right in the middle of this. Now, keep in mind, when you've got blobs of ink like this, you've really got to let it dry. I mean, you can't jack with it at this point. And I think if you use the pens, all of your dots are going to be a little bit more uniform. And I have multiple styles of these. And so, yeah, I'm going to experiment with them. But I wanted to do more of this because I really liked it. I wouldn't mind doing a whole journal page of this. Bye, Dee Dee. Thank you again. You're the best. And if I use the ink up, what do I care? I mean, I bought them to use them, so I might as well I might as well use them up. And if I still like them and want more, order more. But it's crazy to hoard them, in my opinion. Okay. And just be careful that you don't put your hands in it. You all have seen me do that plenty of times with everything I do. I'm terrible about it. And I think if I wanted a big, like a big blob, I probably would get out some craft paint and use my dot tools. That's what I'm thinking. Because using those little squeeze bottles, I will admit that was a little bit of a headache. I was not a happy camper. And then while I have the pen out, I just go ahead and oops, see, I got it really flowing now. So let's see about doing a big old blob of ink in here. But yeah, that's pretty much how I did it. And while I was doing it, I was listening to a podcast. I wasn't watching anything, so I could just kind of keep an eye on what I was doing, but my mind could just wander and focus, you freak. There we go. So that's pretty much exactly how I did it. And if you do a lot of it, you're going to end up with, yeah, something that looks like this. And you can see how the dots on this are bigger. Well, that was because I used that heavy body paint. And they did relax. I mean, they did soak down a little bit. They're not real humpy, but there's definitely texture here. So, yeah. So there you go. I think it was Ruth that asked for that, but that's exactly how I did it. And now that I've started this, I will go ahead and finish it. Probably use it in Happy Mail or something like that. Who knows? But yes, just doing that for a few hours on end. How about that? So now I got to set this aside and let it dry completely. So thanks for watching me draw my monster page. I'll try and get the lettering done and have it in the book next week. It'll be the who's who of monsters, and maybe keep your fingers crossed, I'll have a couple of them. I'll have their bios written so we can kind of see how the book's going to go. But chances are that all the monsters in the book are going to be abnormal weirdos who I would want to be friends with. So, yeah. So, and I'll do something else in the background. Who knows? We'll just see. So, you guys, I know your time is very valuable, and I appreciate you spending it with me. And if you ever want me to do anything on stream, give me a heads up, because I'm really agreeable. But if my house is clean, I'm just really a lame brain. Anyway, Yep. Thank you again for spending your time with me, Terry. I'm tickled to death to see you in chat. I want you to run into your bathroom, look in the mirror, and kiss yourself on the lips. It'll be from me. So, all right, you guys, go be kind. It's all we can do in this day and age. All right. All right. Love you guys. See you next time. Adios.